Hello, everyone. Welcome, guys. We'll get started shortly. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. We'll get started shortly here. Welcome, everyone. We'll get started shortly. Welcome, everyone. We'll get started shortly here. Welcome, everyone. We'll get started shortly. How you doing, guys? Welcome, everyone. This evening, we'll go over stocks, options, and ETFs. We'll get started shortly. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. We'll get started shortly. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, guys. Let's go ahead and get started. Hey, Gary. Welcome, Gary. Hey, Mary. Welcome, Mary. Hey, Ray. Welcome.
Hey, Dave.
Welcome, Betty.
How you doing?
Hey, Solomon. Good. Hey, Alicia. Welcome. All right, guys. As you know, on Thursdays, we go over stocks, options, and ETFs. I'm going to share my screen here. So you guys should see my trading screen. So I'm going to move it around here. 1 second here. Let's move it around. All right. So you guys should see my screen. All right. It should say Monster Market Tracker. All right. But we'll go ahead and we'll start with the futures market. You guys know, I don't know if you know, but the market was down. Market was down today, right? The Dow, S&P, NASDAQ. We getting some buying right now in the futures market. But overall, the Dow, all these indexes were down. We are looking at, I want to spend a little time on this here. All right. Let's see here. The dollar, I sent out a message, and I know this is not stocks, but the dollar is making a move, right? So we should have seen, we called a buy signal in the dollar earlier in the week, retraced yesterday, but we're seeing some movement right here, right? So right here in that dollar index, we're starting to see a move. All right, so just we'll keep an eye on that. Those of you who trade with us and you trade Forex, Monster Scalper, pay attention. If you held those trades, right, those dollar trades, pay attention to those as we move into tomorrow and then Sunday. All right, so this is what we're looking at right here. 1 second here. Right here.
Okay.
Right here. This wide candle right here. All right. So what we hope is that tomorrow, next week, right, we get a green candle here, and hopefully a buy signal in this area in here, kind of like here, and then the dollar starts moving higher. All right. We caught the last run like here, right here, right here, right here. I think we caught, this shows 3 here, but I think we caught 4 rotations in the dollar trade, and we did extremely well. So hopefully we can get a new rotation, still early, but hopefully that can happen. All right, so pay attention to that, our Forex traders, and in particular monster scalper traders. All right, so let's take a look at the market. All right, so as you guys know, when we take a look at stocks, before we trade stocks at all, we need to know what the market is doing. All right, so every week we go through this information. All right, I'm going to go through this, but please stop me if you guys have any questions. All right, please stop me if you have any questions. All right, so here we are right now. Here is the market. So the Dow, this is the Dow. All right, the S&P, the NASDAQ right here, and the Russell. They're all red, right? They're all red candles. That means sellers are in control of price. So we should not be randomly getting into stocks, all right? What we're looking at here on the Dow, and this is important, all right? This is very, very important. All right, the Dow is failing, right? Failing to break higher resistance. All right, and I know we've got some new folks on here, right? So we got some new guys on here, guys and gals, right? That some of this might not make sense, but just listen. We do have a beginner's class on Tuesday, but I always like for new traders to sit in. All right, this is how we learn. All right, so we've got resistance here, guys. Resistance right here. Resistance, resistance, resistance. And the Dow failed to stay above resistance. All right, this is where sellers came in before. This is where sellers came in here, right? So these resistance levels have failed. It's failed here. We have a sell signal here, red candle. We look at this area here as for support. If it breaks this support area right here, we should go much lower, kind of like what it did here. All right, we've got red candles, a bit of consolidation, but this is a concern. This is a concern. All right, so we should be very, very careful buying stocks. All right, very, very careful buying stocks. All right, so that is the Dow. Let's take a look at the S&P. All right, let's take a look at the S&P, and we should see similar price action. All right. All right, so that's the Dow. Here is the S&P. So remember, before we buy any stocks, guys, we always need to know what the index are doing in real time, okay? In real time. Now, with the S&P, we've got a different scenario happening, right? So let's draw it out, and this is how we learn. This is how we learn. All right, so we're going to bring in a trend line here. This is a downward trend line. All right, downward trend line. And you know what I recommend, you guys can take pictures of these charts too.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Yeah, you guys can take pictures of these charts for reference. All right. The more we do this, the more we learn, right? So let's bring in support. All right, we've got pretty good support right here. And then I'll go through what all this means. All right, so look here, guys, look here. So this is the S&P. We just looked at the NASDAQ. Here is the S&P. I'm sorry, we just looked at the Dow, and then here is the S&P. And notice what's happening here with price, right? Here is our downward trend line. We're making lower highs. All right, so the NASDAQ is not moving higher. We're making lower highs and lower lows. All right, so here, here, and here. All right, we've got support here. So we don't have clear resistance, right? Or support that we looked at on the Dow. We've got a downward trend line, right? What's important to keep in mind is here, every time, look here, every time price hits that trend line right here, it moves lower. Right here. Hits that trend line, moves lower. Hits that trend line, moves lower. Hit that trend line, and now it's moving lower. You guys see that? All right. So there's a really good chance sellers are in control, red candles here. All right. So there's a good chance that price will come down lower, test support here. If it tests that support and breaks support, we could go much lower. All right. Hey, Andrew, welcome. Welcome, Andrew. All right. So not good for the Dow, definitely not good for the S&P. All right. You guys can see that sellers came in, red candles are the sellers. Sellers came in here. All right. All right. So let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Any questions so far?
I have a question.
All right, go ahead, Ray. Welcome, Ray.
Thank you. Since all these markets are going down, that would obviously, well, I'm assuming that would obviously mean that the dollar overall is just weak. Because I'm in particular in getting into Forex trading.
Okay.
So since all the major markets are down, that would lead me to assume that the dollar is currently weak.
No, that the dollar will get stronger, and that's what's happening. Yeah, the dollar is starting to get stronger. All right. So usually, usually when the dollar is weak, the equity markets are strong.
Okay.
All right. And when the equity markets are strong, the dollar, when the equity markets are strong, dollar gets weak. When the equity markets are weak, the dollar gets strong. So the dollars, that's why we're looking at the dollar now for opportunities to trade. Now, that's not 100% of the case, right? So we always have to look at the price action to see what it's really doing, but it works really, really well. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, good question. Here is the NASDAQ here. So the NASDAQ. And what we're looking for with the NASDAQ, very, very similar with, let's see here, very similar price action with the S&P, but we're right at support on the S&P. All right, so take a look here. All right. And the reason I'm doing this so that you guys can see, no, that doesn't mean you have to do all of this work, right? But you need to know that when we trade as traders and as technical traders, we use technical analysis, right? We don't just get into trades. We have to analyze what's happening in the markets, okay? All right. So here is the current price right here on the NASDAQ. Now, the NASDAQ represents your technology stocks, right? And the way it works is we want to make sure that the market is healthy. Healthy meaning bullish, right? Price is moving higher so that we can trade stocks, because the majority of your stocks will follow these indexes. All right, so it goes by indexes first, so Dow, S&P, NASDAQ, and Russell. All right, hey Frank, welcome. All right, so we need to track those indexes in real time every day. That's what we're doing now. All right, now we'll get to this, we'll get to the stocks. All right, but we've got to do this. All right, so always write this down, always, always, always. We want to look at the indexes, then the sectors, then the stocks last. All right, and I know it can be tedious, but it is what we have to do. All right, if we want really good results. All right, so here is lower highs. Here's a high, is a downward trend line right here. And we've got lower highs. So the trend is down. All right, lower highs, right? We've got pretty good support here. We'll count this here as support. Support here, support here. So that's our floor. All right. The concern here with the NASDAQ, it is trading right at support. So any additional selling we get this week or next week, we're going to break support here. All right. And then we could see sellers come in heavy like they did here. All right. Like they did here when the price broke support here. When the price broke support here, right, sellers jump in to push the price a lot lower. So this is a pretty big support here for the NASDAQ. All right. And if the NASDAQ breaks support, we'll see the other indexes follow. All right. So that's critical. Right. So if we trade in stocks, we should not be long stocks right now. We should not be long stocks unless you're really savvy, you know what you're doing. All right. Now you could short. All right. But just we shouldn't be long stocks. All right. Okay. Any questions on this? Any questions on this before I move on? All right. Very good.
I have a question.
Okay. Go ahead, Ray.
Would okay, like I know there's a lag effect to everything, like with policy and regulation and everything, with company movements. But like I don't know how true the article was, but I read several articles today saying that Amazon, which is part of the tech sector, is laying off an additional 18,000 people over the course of the next few months because they're predicting further downtrends in the market.
Okay.
Now, because of that layoff, obviously since they have to pay less people, their revenue would go up, wouldn't it?
All right. Well, let's
theoretically.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that. What's the symbol for Amazon?
It is, let me pull it up.
I think it's AMNZ. Yeah, we'll take, so rather than assuming what could happen, right? Or what might happen, we'll take a look at the price chart. Okay. So we'll take a look, just remind me, right? We'll take a look at it when we get to stocks. All right. So just remember this, guys. Okay. And as new traders, this is important. All right. Now, you don't have to do all the analysis that I just did here, but you just need to know whether the indexes, right, the Dow, S&P, NASDAQ, Russell, are either bullish, all right, bullish, moving up, or bearish, all right? Then we also want to pay attention to the sectors. So the indexes first, then the sectors, right? So the sectors, so the sectors have the stocks. So all the stocks are in the sectors, and then the indexes, the sectors are in the indexes. All right. So like healthcare, right? Energy, right over here. All right. So here are the indexes right here, or sometimes it's called the indices, major indices right here, right here. And if you notice, we just looked at the chart, but you can also see here, it says down. So all red, they're moving down. Easy to see here. All right. Then the sectors. So again, like biotech, energy, right? Materials, financials, technology, industrials, right? All of these sectors here, right, make up your index, the indexes. All right. So look here. Out of all, these are all the major sectors, and guess what, guys? They're all red, they're all down. All right. Now, a large percentage of your stocks will follow these sectors, follow these indexes. 90%, 80 to 90% of your stock will follow the direction here. All right. So it doesn't matter how much we like that stock, right? Doesn't matter, right? The trend, the overall trend of the market, of the sectors, they're going down. Okay, so there's a good chance that your stock will go down also. All right. All right. Any questions here? I know we've got some new traders here, so I do want to go through this, right? Think of this as a beginner's class. We don't have, I don't think we don't have any of our experienced traders here. Okay, so you guys are fortunate, right? So think of this as a beginner's class that we do on Tuesdays. Okay. All right. So we've got the indexes, we've got the sectors. All right. Now we can do we can take a look at the charts of the sectors. All right. And that's always good to look at because we can see the price action. All right. So let's go here. And there's a method to the madness. There's a method to the madness. All right, so let's go here. Here are the sectors. All right, now we looked at the charts for the indexes. Let's take a look at the charts for the sectors. Let's see what the sectors are doing. All right. All right. So we're going to start here with home builders. All right. Healthcare. This is healthcare here. Did you guys notice anything? You guys notice anything here with the healthcare chart? Anything similar to what we just looked at with the Dow, the S&P, NASDAQ, the Russell? Anything, you guys see anything similar? Anything jump out? Anything jump out? No? All right. All right, look here.
Recording.
All right, so here is resistance. Here is your ceiling. All right. Now, this is healthcare. So the majority of your healthcare stocks, your biotech stocks, will follow the direction of what the healthcare sector is doing. This is why this is critical. All right. So again,
Can you say that again, please?
okay. Hey, Betty. Yeah, the majority of your healthcare stocks, biotech stocks, will follow the sector here, what the sector is doing. This is the healthcare sector, the sector for healthcare. All right. All right. So Andrew says, yeah, the support lines. Yes, support lines, right? Support lines are here. All right. So your support and your resistance lines. Just think of this as your ceiling at your and at your floor here. All right. Now, buyers are always sitting here at resistance. Sellers are always sitting here too. Sellers are looking to push the price higher, right? I mean, buyers are looking to push the price higher, break resistance. Sellers are looking to push the price lower to support and hopefully break support and push it lower. Okay, so look where we are right now. So, and we have to do this before we trade stocks, all right? And especially if we trade in a particular sector, all right? So look here for a second. Here is resistance. So buyers were looking to push the price higher. They failed. Sellers came in and brought the price all the way back down. The price here at resistance was 141. Price here at support is 122. Buyers pushed the price back up to resistance, 141. The sellers came back in and pushed the price all the way back down here, all right, to 124, even a bit lower down in here. But guess what? Pushed it right back up. All right, moved up a bit, came back down to support. So we know this area here, right, is very important. This whole area is very important. Right? Buyers came in, pushed the price back up to resistance, right? Held resistance here, held resistance here at the 141 level. And now the current price, red candle right here. I want to ask you guys, is this random? What's happening here? Is this just random? What's happening here? I mean, we have a lot of new traders here this evening, so I'm really excited about that, right? So we can give you guys a class on this, right, Solomon? Right, Mary? What's happening here? Hey, Jules, welcome.
Hi, Mr. David.
Hello, hello.
Sir.
What's happening here? Is this random? That's my question. Is this random? Okay, Ray, you're breaking up a bit. Yeah, you've got some audio issues. You're not clear. All right, so guys, the point is this is not random. So as new traders, understand that price is not random. Okay, there are buyers sitting here, sellers that are sitting here, right? And they're watching these levels here. Okay, I'm hearing some feedback. Okay. All right. So the point is, this is not random. In order to trade this, what would have to happen for us if this is the healthcare sector, what would have to happen? Right? What would have to happen to start trading healthcare stocks? Anyone?
Break resistance.
Break resistance where? Here?
Yes, and have you know, buyers coming. Push
Very
it up.
good. Yes. So to be able to trade stocks with confidence, we would have to break resistance right here. Break resistance and move higher. This area in here is not tradable. This area in here is not tradable. All right, because we have no direction. Right. So
But then why does it give some buy signals?
well, it will always give buy signals, right? Because the price is breaking resistance, right? So we'll take a look at the buy signal. But if you notice, the buy signals are failing, right? They're failing. All right. So if you look here, resistance, Mary, is here. Hold on. And just keep in mind, we don't trade every buy signal, right? We don't trade every buy signal. But if you look here, we're going to bring this, and you're going to see here. And this is pretty cool here. All right. Because you guys know we always buy on a break of resistance. And we always testing, right? We always testing the market. All right. So look here. Look here. All right. Price broke resistance right here. Here is your resistance line right here. Right. Give a buy signal, failed. Sell signal here, sellers came in. Buy signal here, failed. Sellers came in, got a sell signal here to get out. Buy signal came in right here. Sellers came in, sold, got out. Buy signal right here, sold, got out. All right. This is not tradable. This is not tradable. All right. This is not tradable. Now, same thing with the Dow. All right. Same thing with the S&P. All right. So the bottom line is that we should not be trading stocks. Now, I want to take a look at Ray's stock here. So let's go here, Ray. And it was Amazon, right? Did you find that? Did you find the symbol for me?
AMZN.
It is AMZN, right? Okay. If you guys notice, I do not follow the symbols, right? I do not follow companies. We just look at the price action. So we'll see. So Ray, your thought process on Amazon was what again?
That would it possibly reverse, because I understand there was an article released saying that they were going to lay off an additional 18,000 employees due to the economy is going to get worse. So basically they're trying to, I guess, secure their revenue or their income by laying off these additional 18,000 people. So I understand that announcement would generally drag the stock down, because everybody usually, from what I understand, the market tends to react out of fear or emotion.
Okay, so let's see.
I understand an announcement like that and shock people into selling the stock, but I guess a lag effect, because of their laying off these people, they won't have to be dishing out so much money.
Okay.
So at the end of it, I guess when their revenue increasing.
All right. Betty, what's the symbol?
AMZN.
Okay. AMZN. All right. All right. So what is the stock doing here?
Downtrend.
It's in a downtrend, right? And we call this the markdown phase. Now it's trading at $83. So what is the data telling us? The news that you heard, what is the news telling us?
The article wasn't very, I mean, it was just very brief saying that Amazon was laying off these employees, I guess, because they're predicting the market to slide further down in the next few months.
Okay.
So to save, or I guess to secure money, they're laying off these people because they predict that the market's going to continue on a downtrend.
Okay. Do you think, and this is for everyone. So they're laying off what, 18,000 employees.
Correct.
All right. Do you think if the price, so let's look at, and I just want you guys to think for a moment. So here it is on a monthly time frame. All right. So the price back in January of 2022. All right. The price was at 180. All right. So January 2022. This time last year, the price was at 180, even a little higher. Let's say 185 right here. Were they talking about laying off people, laying off employees then?
No.
No, right? This is what's causing the layoff.
Okay.
All right. This is what's causing the layoff. Right now it's at 80. So they've got to trim the fat, right? Right? They've lost, what's that? That's quite a bit, right? So usually, and my point is this, usually the news is in the price. That's why we analyze price. So whether it's positive news or negative news, it's already built into the price action. All right. So by the time we hear it, all right, and Ray, you just heard it. You heard it in an online, or was
I read it online in an article.
online? Yeah. So just keep in mind, right? When as traders, we don't pay attention to the news.
Okay.
All right, because by the time the news comes out, all right, the move has already happened. Okay, so traders that were savvy, all right, and perhaps had really good skills, they would have bought here. Look here, right? And this is on a monthly time frame, so we wouldn't trade on this time frame, but it's good to see what price did here. So what we want to do as traders, right, is we would have bought here. Forget about a monthly time frame. We're just looking at the price action. We would have bought here at about $20, right? Got out here, right here was our sell signal. We would have gotten out at 137. All right. And then we perhaps could have flipped the trade. So if we flip the trade from long to short, and I just want to show you guys as traders, what we do as traders, all right? What we do as traders and the way we look at the markets and the way we profit from the markets, all right? All right, so we're gonna do this here, bring in the shorts. So we're gonna bring in the shorts right here. Hold on. All right, so we don't have a short signal, all right? But we would have went long here, right? I'm surprised we don't have a short signal here. Let's see on a weekly time frame if we've got a short signal, sell short. Let's try a weekly. All right, so here is the weekly time frame right here. All right, so we would have bought here, sold here, bought here, just an example, right? Sold here, green candles, right? We call this the markup phase, buyers are in control. It failed here, failed, hit resistance, failed, right? Got out on support. Here is resistance. Here is support. We always sell on the break of support. And then we would have flipped the trade to go short, right? And then traded it short down in here. Okay, so we would have traded this long up and then shorted this here, right? Rather than perhaps buying here and holding all the way down here. All right, now, if you guys look at this trade here, this is not good for Amazon. All right, this is not good for Amazon, for the stock. If you guys look here, now remember, by the time we hear it on the news, it's too late. All right, it's too late to trade it. And it's usually too late for the company too. Now, I'm not saying that Amazon will go out of business, but based on the price action, they're being squeezed, right? And they're being forced to liquidate some assets, and employees are assets. All right, so if you guys look here, there are two areas of support for Amazon, and we did the same thing for Bitcoin, right? We've got a price target on Bitcoin of 10,000. All right. Let's see here. So it broke support here, and if you guys look here, here is where. And we've got about 10 more minutes, and we'll be done. And I'll open the floor for questions. Okay, I want to show you guys where the support levels are and where Bitcoin could go. It's not a guarantee, but you know, when we do this type of analysis, it's pretty good. All right. So follow me. All right. So we had pretty good, we had support here, price broke. Give a sell signal here to get out. Red candles came in, right? All this was fine. All these green candles, we love the green candles, right? Above the moving average, the green moving average, that's fine. We call that the markup phase. Red candle, big sellers, big red candles coming in, right? We've got to get out, close the trade, get out, we're done. So we would have bought here, sold here. All right, red candles, right? Sellers, white candles, neutral. All right, this area here is where we had support at 102 for Bitcoin. I mean, for Amazon, right? Right, so 102. Look at that, it broke that support. The next support, and it's heading towards that support right now, it's at 83. The next support, and it's not very strong support, is right here, okay, at 65. So if I was a betting man, hey, Ranjit, welcome. If I was a betting man, which I'm not, I would say there's a good chance that Amazon would go here to 65. So from 180 to 65. Currently, it's at 83. And boy, if it doesn't hold here, And this is not very strong support, right? Think of support as your floor, right? So this isn't very strong support, right? We've got stronger support here at 20. So if it fails, if this support here fails, and right now it is a falling knife, okay? It is a falling knife. You guys see the price action here? You see here? You guys see this? And it falls much faster than it goes up. All right, see how long it took? You see here? These are years, 2010, 2011, 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22, and right now with 2023. It could get from January, this is January 2022, this year, it can get all the way back here. So what took years to get to the high in 1 year, sometimes even less, can get it right all the way back down here. And we don't want to be those traders, right, holding the bag here. That's why it's important to understand this. All right. So we don't have a lot of support here. So there's a good chance if the price doesn't hold, if buyers don't come in and hold the support, buyers, they've got to come in. Buyers have to come in and hold support here, hold the price. All right. If not, we've got support down here. But your real support is down here. That's 22, probably about $10 or so is where we might find real support, real bottom. Pretty scary, huh? Pretty scary. So as traders, we want to capture this, right? We want to capture this. We want to be out or switch the trade and then go short, right? So that we're making money in the up move, markup phase, and then make money in the markdown phase. Okay. So, Ray.
Yes, sir.
So you mentioned Amazon, right? You mentioned Amazon, and you mentioned 18,000 people got laid off, right? Did they get laid off, or they're in the process?
They're in the process.
They're in the process. Yeah, this is what happens, right? So when companies, when the price of the stock, and has nothing to do with Amazon, right? It has nothing to do with the company. Right? We talked about this last night, right? This is the crazy thing. That's why we can't fall in love with these stocks, right? Because Amazon is a great company. We looked at Tesla last night. These are great, great companies.
Yeah, they're getting hit hard.
What we don't realize is that it doesn't matter, right? What matters, we looked at it earlier, the Dow, the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Russell, and those sectors, all right? And if the big institutions are not holding up those sectors for whatever reason, whatever fundamental reason, doesn't matter, we don't care about that, right? So once they go bearish, guess what? All your stocks, like I said, a large percentage, 80, 90% of your stocks will follow the market, right? Will follow the sector. So that's why it's critical to follow the sectors, follow the indexes, and then finally look at the stock and look at where it's trading, all right? There are people, I want to show you guys this, and then I'll open it for questions, and then we'll end. And paying, so Andrew said you wouldn't recommend paying Amazon attention until it hits resistance. Yeah, we could do that. but it would have to, resistance would, let me show you guys. Resistance, we got a long way from resistance, right? So we are a long way, but I'll show you.
So
We are-
David, another quick comment here. Like I can see that another floor at 40 and 50, right? Don't you see that? Or you just deleted that. Okay, no worries. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
right down here.
No. 40 at around 40.
40,
40.
40.
Yeah.
Oh, a little bit around 35. Yeah, 40, 35. Yeah.
And they yeah, right over
I
just below
wouldn't,
that also.
yeah, I wouldn't count that. I would count 20. 20, we've got more support here. And then perhaps down here. So 40 would be right. 20 is here. 40, 30, 35, about 40 is right here. But I would say 35. Ranjet, we've got a little bit, right? I wouldn't even call this is just a high here, right? It's just a high. I think here you can find better support here. Perhaps here, I think this is 13. Okay, so I think it was Andrew. What could happen with this here? In order to get in, we've got a long way, right? A long way to buy. What would have to happen is this. Okay, so we call this the markup phase, markdown phase. All right, we would need to hold support. Price first needs to stop selling. All right, needs to stop selling. So let's say it finds support here, this area here. So price comes down, finds support, right? And then it will have to consolidate like this, just like it did here, and then break resistance, right? So it will have to first stop, find its footing, find its floor, and then this here would be now our resistance line. So this would be our support, and then this would be our resistance. Buyers come in, and then we would buy here. Okay, so you're right? We'll buy on a break of resistance, but a lot has to happen. It has to stop falling, find support. That's why we're looking for these support areas, all right? Until what a lot of individuals will do, even traders will do, is they will buy in at a low here. So what we do a lot as individuals is we'll see that the price was, because we want a good price, right? So we'll look at Amazon and say, wow, I remember when Amazon was at 180 and I missed the opportunity to buy it at 180. Okay, but man, it's really cheap, right? So it was at 180 here. It's really cheap at 117. Let me go ahead and buy some here because I'm getting it's cheap. It's Amazon, right? It's got to go up. All right, and then it goes down to 100. All right, and then all through here, traders are buying, people are buying, right? Hoping that it's going to go back up. All right. And then just think here, person that bought it at 117, right? Now it's here at 83. And all along, everyone thought that this was a cheaper price, that they were getting a cheaper price, but it keeps going lower. All right. And to Andrew's point, right? We've got to wait. So we hope, right? So we hope, our hope is that it comes all the way down here. And hopefully it gets to $5. It is what it is, right? So our hope is that it keeps coming down, and we call this the mountain. One of our traders, Peter, called this the mountain. And then here, Andrew, right, where it finds the very low support down in this area here, right? This is where we'll see the institutions start to accumulate down in here, right? It could be at 15, it could be at 10, it could be at 5, but we'll see them it will stop falling, right? And then we'll see institutions start to buy on a break of resistance here. And then this is where we would get aggressive and start to buy, not during here. So we would have gotten out here, got in here at the bottom, gotten out here, all right? Waited until it made a low, find support, wait for the institutions to start buying again, and that's when we buy. All right, but we let the price action dictate when we're going to get in. All right, this is a falling knife. There's a good chance it will get to 60. All right, there's a good chance if the market continues to move lower and it doesn't find support, it could definitely get down to 20. And that's the reality of trading. So what we want to do is we don't want to be those folks on this side right here. Right? We want to be on the other side. All right. All right. Any questions for me? Any questions on this or on anything?
Hey, David, can we just quickly see the Tesla? Sorry, I missed yesterday. So just quick, can we just do a quick look at Tesla?
Tesla? Okay, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm starting to remember the symbol for Tesla. TSLA, right? TSL.
Yeah, it's kind of everyone favorite stock.
Yeah. All right, TSLA. All right, same thing here, very similar. And I tell you guys this, if Tesla, Amazon, if those companies can't hold their price, imagine smaller companies, right? Just imagine the smaller companies. So if we look here at Tesla, Ranjit, was there something in particular you wanted to look at or just want me to analyze it?
No, I just wanted to see the support and resistance, you know.
Okay.
So it looks like it's the same story for Amazon.
Yep.
All the way down.
Yep. So
it already broke that 110 or something, right? That was the support.
Yeah, so
it's
you've
just
got pretty good support. You had pretty good support right here, and it held it. Say price came down here, price held it. Even here, it came down, held it for a bit, but big seller came in here. That was it. It made a high of 400, and this is what I want you guys to get this evening. We don't want to do any of this. We don't buy and hope. Right? We don't buy and hope. So this is 400, right? Made a high of 400. Now it's at 110. And I can guarantee you at market close today, there were traders buying this, thinking that it's a deal. All right. The true support, bless you, the true support will come in here at $22. So if it doesn't, there is no support here. No support here, no support here. Real support is here. Now, why is support and resistance important? Traders, right? So the support and resistance are made because of traders, buyers and sellers. Okay? So if it doesn't have support, if it doesn't have an area where traders know where the price will hold, guess what? And I'm talking about the big traders, the hedge funds, the institutions. The short traders are all over this. because they know that there's no support until here. So that's almost like guaranteed money, right? That's guaranteed money that they will make because they know there is nothing from here to here. There is nothing. It's like thin air. There's nothing in their way. All right. There's no floor. So they're watching that $22 mark.
David, you are on the 1 year time frame.
This is on the monthly
Okay.
monthly time frame. Okay. So, and that this candle right here that's a huge candle. That's a big candle. Big sellers are coming in. All right. And like I said, you know, in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, what took, you know, years to go up, they can bring it all the way back down here. All right. So there's a good chance Tesla could come back all the way down here to 20. I'm not saying it will. I'm not, don't quote me. I'm not saying it will, but based on the price action and based on support and resistance, the only area where we've got clear, I mean, distant resistance was right here, which became support, right? Previous resistance becomes support. And then here, definitely here, we've got pretty good support, right? Right, this consolidation is where we find support and resistance. All right, here, that's no support and resistance. We love this on the way up, but we also love it on the way down.
David, I have a question there.
Yes, Mary.
Okay, here you're looking at a month time frame, but if I was looking at
you would look at the daily.
Yes, if I was looking at the daily, and then I got the buy signal at the bottom here at 20. Then I start going up and down. I think the big question for new traders like myself is what decisions to take as I see these sometimes very volatile movements.
What decisions do you make now?
Yeah, because one time I look, it's doing very well. The next time I look, it's dropped.
You're talking Tesla? Tesla?
No, not Tesla. It just happened to be, that's what you're looking at.
Okay.
I don't think I'm brave enough to go that far yet.
Do you have a stock in particular, a symbol?
It's probably been more on the Forex than on the stock, but I was just looking at the price movement. When you see that kind of volatility without a red candle, but you see big drops, you know, big movements.
Well, it depends, right? So let's see. Let's see here. Hold on. Which pair? Which pair is it?
Look at the SEK today. It's been crazy.
USD SEK?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So
Hey, David,
USD.
before we switch the topic, I wanted to ask you something, if you don't mind, on the Tesla. Did you switch it?
Yeah, we can go back. Right. It's right here.
Okay. So if you go back to that monthly one.
Okay. Monthly.
So like, how come it be like, as you were drawing like that sketch, you deleted all the sketch, right? So from 20 to like whatever 110, right? It just like one big shot while it was going up, right? It didn't never consolidate in between, like just skyrocketed straight, right? Within a couple of months.
No, we had consolidation in here. This is the
No,
real
no.
simulation phase.
No. Just like if you go, yeah, like
Here?
those part, right? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Those part, right? Like just like, yeah, like from 20 or whatever, it just shooted up to 100, like almost like 4 or 6 times, right?
Mm-hmm.
It went up without any consolidation. So the moral of the story is that the way it goes down, the way it comes back.
Well, it usually, you know,
It has to. It's just crazy. They just went from 20 to 100, right? Like even if we were not able to know, suppose we are back on 2020, right? suppose we were not knowing like where it is going. So from somebody who bought at that buy signal at 2020, right over there, and there were no resistance, right? It just shorted up like 210, right?
Well, we would know, right? We would know. We wouldn't trade it on the monthly, but we would trade it on the daily. So yeah, we would know. We would see the price action, just like everything else we trade, right? I mean, that all these green candles here. Now, on a smaller time frame, you might have gotten out in this area here, right? Because you trade in a smaller time frame. This area here, you might have gotten out. You might have even gone short on the pullback in here. All right. But yes, no, they come down usually a lot faster than they go up. Take a long time to go up, but they'll drop, right? Because you know what's happening, the hedge funds are closing positions, and then there's a lot of fear. I mean, there's a lot of excitement in here, but there's a lot of fear here, right? So there's a lot of panic and fear. So the price will move down a lot quicker. All right. And I just want to show you guys, I mean,
I think, David, you've actually, that was really the question I was asking, is that it's not such a smooth movement, that there are ups and downs and you may be getting in and out. This is, I think, the question I was getting at.
Yeah, absolutely. So Tyler, are you okay with this, or do you need more clarification here before we move forward?
No, it's me, Ranjit. So no, like, I was just trying to get your opinion, you know. So just like in 2020, like you just know where. But like as you're saying, we have to look into the daily. But yeah, I kind of agree on that. But on the monthly here, I don't see any resistance, right? It just shot up like from 20 to 110. It's like a rocket launched, right? Like
Yeah.
so there were no accumulation at all, right? It just shorted up, shoot, like boom, like
And
within
a
couple of
lot
months.
a lot of stocks did that, right? The equity markets, that if we look at the Dow right here, the Dow did the same thing, right? But it
Means like the Dow or any S&P 500, we see some kind of stability, right? Like it goes up, then consolidate, then goes up, then consolidate, right? But like here, like it just sort up, like
yeah.
just like a one straight up line. So
And you'll
yeah,
find that, yeah. I mean, Bitcoin did the same thing, right? So they'll do that. So we'll end with Mary's trade here. So we'll take a look at where is it? Monster Scalper, and we'll take a look at USD SEK. So USD SEK is on a 240. So Mary, what's your question here?
No, the question was essentially the same one about the price movements. You see how very drastic moves. One time I look at my phone and it's looking very good, and then in the next few minutes, it's dropped drastically. So the patience of having to live through these ups and downs is basically what I'm struggling with.
Well, we have to work through that, because that's trading. It's never a straight line. All right, it's never a straight line. So let's analyze, right? And we'll end with this, and I'll let you guys go for the weekend. All right, so let's analyze this. All right. Where did our buy signal came in? Our buy signal came in here, right here on a break of resistance. We have resistance here. So big candle, big buyers came in. All right, so we bought here. So Mary, I'm going to ask you, and anyone else who has the system, Solomon, you have the system, so you can help. All right, Monster Scalper. So we bought here, green candle, broke resistance, we're getting into the markup phase, and then what happened? What happened? what happened? Here is resistance right here. Here is resistance right here. So we bought right here. All right. Here is support. Here is our support line right here. All right. So here is resistance.
Can I try?
And then here is support. Go ahead, Betty.
Yeah, after the buy signal, I see a little bit of resistance
Okay.
before it pumps up again.
Okay.
Like a consolidation. I meant a consolidation.
Consolidation. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. So remember, we don't have any sellers here, Mary. Right? So yes, price broke resistance, came back in within support and resistance. So it's in the consolidation phase. But guess what? We don't have any sellers. So we don't do anything. We don't panic. We don't do anything. It held support. The only concern when we end the trade, the only concern we need to have is, okay, did it break support? Do we have sellers come in? Do we have a sell signal? It never broke support. All these white candles here tells us it's just consolidating. So we've got to give it time. All right. We had no red candles, right? We had no sell signal right here. So we don't get out of the trade. So we bought here, and you will see this a lot, right? Where you buy here and it pulls back, holds support, and guess what? Buyers came in here big time. All right, so let me explain what happens here. It's a bit tricky, but you guys need to know what's happening. Here is resistance. Our buy signal came in here on this arrow right here. Here is resistance right here. You see here? See where the price comes in and stop right here? Here is resistance, but it's also support on the way down, right? Traders are watching this level. The price never broke support. What happens is this. A lot of traders will put a stop loss right in here, right in here. So what the brokers will do is run your stops. So they'll kick you out of the trade. And they understand that we have fear, right? So anytime our trade go negative, they know that we are fearful. So what will happen is this. They'll push the price up, bring it down, kick us out of the trade, because this is where we put our stop loss. All right. And then take the price up. That's why I tell traders, if you're going to put a stop loss, put it below where? Put it below where? If you're going to put a stop loss,
below support.
Support.
put it below support right here so that you're protected. All right. So Mary, you're supposed to feel that anxiety. You're supposed to feel that fear, right? Because what they're wanting for you to do is to close the trade, get you out. Okay. So then they can take those profits now, right? And then push the price higher.
David, can I add my 2 cents here? So, or can we do like just after the buy signal, should we wait for a pullback right around that white candle, then buy in?
You can. We have traders that do that. Brian does that really, really well. But I'll challenge Brian, and I'll tell Brian, and you guys, we have success stories on this website, and we have a lot of success stories with our traders. And Brian is on there and he talks about this. And what I would say is this: what if you don't get that pullback? And then the buyers come in like this, right? You're done. You're done. If you don't get the pullback,
we totally missed the boat.
you've missed it. You've missed it. All right. And that's not trading, right? That's not trading. That's hoping that you're right. When we trade, we're not hoping that we're right. All right. Our goal when we trade is to do two things. Our only goal is to buy on a break of resistance, sell on a break of support. Whatever happens after that, it is what it is. Our goal is to buy on a break of resistance. We're constantly testing the market. All right. And we're going to sell on a break of support because that's where sellers are coming in and we want to be out. Okay. If we play the game where we waiting to see, a lot of times this could happen right here. And then what we find ourselves doing is we start chasing the price, right? Fear of missing out, right? FOMO, right? We start buying up in this area in here, right? When our buy signal was here.
Yeah, I think so. To reply to that Mary question previously, so just enter it when it breaks the resistance, right? Buy signal and until and unless there is a red candle, just keep holding it, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
just Mary was just asking like, okay, it's going up and down, so don't worry about it. Just buy when there is a buy signal, just buy it, enter it, and just keep holding it until and unless there is a sell
Yeah,
signal.
it's I mean, and
Right.
I am
I
not
get
saying,
it.
yeah, and I'm not saying that it's easy to do, right? I'm not saying it's easy to do, but it's what we have to do, right? And this is what this is okay. This is a good example. Look here, guys, and I want you guys to take a picture of this. All right, I want everyone to take a picture of this chart right here. Please take a picture of this chart right here. All right. As traders, this is what we do. All right, take a picture of this. And you have to get to the point where you just trust this process. You just have to get to the point. Otherwise, trading will not work. Right? We have to get to the point where we trust this process. The way we make money in trading is by doing this. We want to cut our losing trades quickly. So we want to get out quickly when we're wrong. No one is right in trading. It's a game of probabilities, right? Game of math. No one is right. No one is right. It's a flip of a coin. So all we're doing is we're playing the probability game. So we're going to buy on a break of resistance. When the price breaks resistance, this little triangle here is our buy signal. None of this has happened. This hasn't happened yet. Okay. All we know is that from this candle on, hasn't happened. So we are right here. Stay with me. We are right here. Hold on. Hold on. Let me clean this up. Follow me and we'll end. I promise we'll close with this, but this is important. Right here, this candle right here, right? This information here is what we have. See our line, our resistance line right here. Here is our support. None of this has happened yet. All right, so we had a big buyer come in, price break resistance, we bought here. That's all we know. That's all we know so far. All right, price went up, buyers came up. Guess what? Came back down. We can't control any of that. All right, price here is support right in here, support, a crooked line. Broke support right here. We got a sell signal to get out. So we did our job. We bought on a break of resistance and we sold on a break of support. That's our job. That's it. We're done. Right? It failed. Guess what? We got out here. Sellers came in. Look what happened to price. Had we not gotten out here on a break of support, guess what? We would end up down here.
Now there's a red candle that comes before that. So
you could have gotten out here.
Okay.
Absolutely. You could have gotten out here too. But the bottom line is that you're not holding. So the way we make money in trading is we take small losses, big wins. All right. So you need a process where you have a process, whether it's a systematic process like this or a manual process where you're taking small losses. So you have a process in place that's going to get you out quickly when the sellers come in. If you stay in on these big candles like here, when the sellers come in, it's too late. So we want small losses, big wins. All right. So as traders, we stay in. You guys saw that Amazon trade, right? Where it ran up for a long time, right? So we want a process that's going to keep us in the big trends. However, right, when we're wrong, when the price it goes against us, we want to be able to get out quickly. And the only way to do that is get out on a break of support. That's why we're watching these support levels for Tesla and Amazon, because once the price breaks support, right, sellers are watching those areas and they start dumping shares. Look here, price broke support right here. Look at this candle right here. And we have examples after examples after examples. Okay. So that's why this is important. So Mary, what you have to do is just learn to trust not yourself, right? You can't trust yourself, right? Because we're all emotional, right? And if we
I get it.
yeah, you can't trust what you think, right? And what you want to do doesn't matter. You gotta do what you gotta. That's why we focus on resistance and support, right? That's where the buyers are buying. They're buying at resistance and they're selling at support. So that's why we have to trust that process, because the minute that we buy here and then the price goes against us and we say to ourselves, well, I think it's going to go back up. I've looked at the news. Everyone is saying it's going to go back up. That's when we're done. Okay, that's when we're done. All right. Good class. Did you guys learn some stuff today?
A lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Very.
Yeah, it's always a new stuff, David. You are Jim. Always learning same thing in a different angle, you know.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's the same thing, just a little twist, right? Different angle. And that's how, listen, that's how we get it. We all learn differently, right? We all learn differently. Some of us, we have to hear it several times. We have to see it, right? That's why I tell you guys, take pictures of this. When I first started trading, over 25 years now, long time, right? I had my whole wall in my office was just plastered with charts. All right. So you'll get to the point, you guys will get to the point where it just comes together. Okay. The cool thing is that we have tools, right? We have tools. We can do some things with, with automation. Okay. That makes it easier. But the goal is this: we don't want to be on the other side of the trades, right? We don't want to be those individuals here that don't know what they're doing. And I want to thank you guys, because you could be anywhere else, right? You could have taken your evening, right? We've spent a little more than an hour and a half. You guys have spent, and I tell you, you will not trade the same way, right? You will not trade the same way. And even if you don't know exactly what you need to do, you'll have an open mind, okay? The next time you look to trade. All right, so I want to thank everyone. Thanks for coming. We have our next class is on Sunday. All right, we'll go over Forex, cryptos, and futures, and we'll see what's going on with the dollar pairs. Hopefully we get some buying coming with the dollar pairs. But you guys take care. Have a good weekend, right? Friday, Friday's tomorrow, but as far as the classes, we are done for the classes until Sunday. All right, guys, take care, and I'll see you guys on Sunday. Take care.
Thank
Thank you.
Thanks, David. Bye.
Bye. Sunday at guys 7 p.m. same time, Eastern time.
Yes, we'll see you there. Thank you, David.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.